It's the Fellowship of the Geek Show, a weekly podcast about comics, the comic book industry, and other geek pop culture. Music courtesy of Manny the Martyr. And now, on with the show!
Hey there, everybody. Surprise, surprise, it's the Fellowship of the Geeks podcast.
Yay!
My name is Thomas Chick, and joining me for this episode is Mike Marlowe,
Hey, gang.
Les Webster,
Hello, everybody.
and Liz Newman.
Hello, everybody.
Does anybody remember how to do this?
They live. No, not at all.
That's what I was afraid of.
I'm not sure we knew before, though, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Are we discussing that movie?
Thank you, everybody. Go home.
Discussing
Hey, everybody,
They Live.
enjoy the buffet.
Too soon?
Be sure to tip your waitress.
Try the hell of it.
For the
Just
hell
for
of
the
it.
hell of it.
I
Can
would
you tell-
say Elvis has left the building, but they're saying now he didn't.
Oh, they've been saying for years he didn't. What are you talking about?
Oh, man.
No, he just went back home.
He's a
Mhm.
pastor down in Kentucky or something from last I heard.
Oh,
Last I heard, he was in a nursing home with President Kennedy. But anyway.
Yeah. I need to watch that again.
Mm.
it looks like Ozzie Davis for some strange reason.
Yeah, well, don't ask too many questions. It's all good.
Well. Can you tell it's been a while since we talked?
Oh, we barely maintained a structure before. I mean, why the hell bother with it now?
Well, I do want to go on record and apologize. Last week was our scheduled week off, and then before that, I was totally under the weather, so I was the reason why we didn't record then. But we're back now, so
We are.
hope y'all are doing okay out there, especially in these crazy times. So, what's been going on in your galaxy?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, shit.
Is that the
Oh.
preamble?
Yeah, that's it. Ooh. Yeah, it's been a week. Actually, I watched another thing that was pretty fucked up, if you want to believe that. But
No.
it's on Netflix. There's a new documentary out, and it's called Unknown Number: A High School Catfish. And I didn't know anything about this, but I was scrolling through, I think it was on Facebook, and someone had said, or no, it was YouTube. And they're like, if you haven't seen this yet, pause, go watch that, and then come back to this because you're going to want to watch this. And so it was like, okay, I'm hooked. Pause the video, went and watched it. I think it's one of those ones that I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because it's a true story, but I mean, I'm going to go ahead and spoil the hell out of this because everybody read the headlines when it happened. But what happens is there's a 14, I think she was at the time. There's a 14-year-old girl, and she started dating this little boy, 14. They're both into sports and everything else. Well, she starts getting text telling her how skanky she is and he doesn't love her. He loves me and don't go to the party and that kind of thing. Well, she confronts the boyfriend and the boyfriend's like, I have no idea. Well, then he starts getting messages too. Then all of a sudden they stop. It gets crazy, I hate you, that kind of thing. He loves me kind of thing. And then it stops for about a year. And then for the next 2 years, these two young people wound up getting about 3,000 text messages, ending with some of them, the girl with "go kill yourself," "you're skinny anorexic," "nobody wants your, private parts," and I mean, just very vulgar, graphic messages. So, of course, in the 2-year time period, the parents are going to the school because they're like, what the hell? This has to be, people who go here. And, now they're in high school, it has to be somebody here. And the way these messages read, it did sound like someone who was jealous of the girl and the boy being together. So the police get involved. They can't find anything. They get step up from the police. I forget what the hell that is, but he gets involved and everything he's coming at, it's just, dead end after dead end. So they finally, after 2 years, and after telling these kids to finally go kill themselves, they get the FBI involved, which I would not. I would have done that a hell of a lot sooner than 2 years, especially
Mm.
with how graphic these messages and stuff are. So the FBI gets involved. And they start noticing because whoever's doing this, that's why they kind of ruled out the high school kids to begin with, because whoever was doing this was using a burner app to hide their phone number. And, there's a lot of firewalls and things you have to go through to kind of do that kind of stuff. So they're like, this can't be a kid. This has got to be someone with some kind of tech know-how, um, something. So the FBI gets involved and starts noticing there's one phone number that's consistent with all of these texts, over 3,000 texts. And it comes back to get this, the girl's mother is the one doing all of this. She is the one sending the text messages. She's the one telling her daughter to go kill herself. She's the one telling her daughter that her boyfriend likes her better and she likes it when he does certain things to her and blah, 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 blah. I mean, talk about my mouth
Oh,
was probably open for about 5 minutes of this while this whole thing comes out. And the whole reason I never thought it was the mom was because when they're telling the story, the mom is there telling the story, still acting like she don't know who the fuck sent all of this stuff. And, we just really wanted him caught. And I went to the principal. And then you find out it's her. And it's like, who the hell sets down to be the villain in the story? What narcissistic hell do you have to go through to actually go, yeah, I think it's a good idea. Let's do this movie so people can see how right I was to tell my daughter to go kill herself. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Calls
I mean,
coming from inside the house.
yeah.
mm.
Talk about mommy dearest. And the whole sickening part, I mean, other than the text message and some very nasty things she said to minors, um, they're showing the body cam footage of when they went to arrest the mother or confront the mother about this, and the daughter's there. And they bring the daughter in because, this is after they tell the mom, you're busted. And she asks them, is there any way we can keep this quiet? Like, do we have to tell anybody? And he's like, you
Are
have
you kidding
harassed
me?
kids for the last 2 years. Yeah, people's going to want to know about this. So he was like, I tell you what, I'll allow you to tell your daughter, while we're here, you know. So the daughter comes in, and the mom winds up not saying, the cops do. And they tell the daughter, and you can see just the pure shock that comes over her. But the whole time the cops are telling her this, the mother is like trying to hug on her and smooth her hair out and everything else. Like, are you kidding? I mean, for one, I think the cops should have got in between them and not allowed her to touch her daughter at that point. Because
Mm.
to me, it was kind of minimizing what you've done to her.
At the very least, they should never have agreed to let her be in there when they told her either.
Right. Well, see, she was supposed to tell her, and she
Mm.
didn't. And then, of course, the dad comes home, and, because when they come there to seize all of her laptops, her phones, everything. So she gives them, her laptop and her phone. So the husband comes home and he goes, "Well, did you get her second phone?" And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, she has a second cell phone, which come to find out when she saw the cops coming out, she ditched on the side of the house. So that was probably the phone that was used to text and everything else. Because she was, "Yes, check my phones, look at the laptop. It's like, man, that's pretty sick.
What was the
And
name of this?
it's called Unknown Number, a High School Catfish.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. It's only about it's a movie. It's not like, 4 or 5 episodes or anything else. But it's crazy because where this happened was such a small town. Like everybody knew everybody, you know. So one of the mothers, the boyfriend, which of course the kids through all of this mess wind up breaking up and everything else, of course. And they're saying though that or in the mom, the boyfriend's mom and the daughter's mom are like really good friends. They were trying to crack this together. But what Netflix fails to leave out was the boyfriend. Um, Now, mind you, he's 14 also. He's a kid. The mom made a point to be like the coach on one of his teams. So they would like go out of town and stuff together. And he said like she would like cut his steak and stuff for him. Like anything she could do for him, she would be more than willing to do, which he never really thought of it weird because that's, so and so's mom. But of course, when all this stuff started coming out, it was like, this is really fucking weird. She followed my kid. She was on a couple of his teams, and you're telling your daughter things like this? He wants me, not you, kind of thing. And she said that her explanation of all of it, the reason why she did it, because the first messages that first started coming before they stopped for that year, she was trying to figure out who did that. So she was going to try and like flush them out. And then she got like too into it to where she couldn't quit. Yeah, you could. You just turn off the goddamn phone. I mean, and it's like, Jesus, this is your daughter. But they wound up getting her for like stalking and something else. So she winds up spending, I think, like 2 or 3 years in jail. Not long enough. But I think what the whole thing to me, especially after watching it and reading some that I did, um, there should have been some kind of registry involved that she has to sign, if you get my drift. You know what I'm saying? She made some very perverse and suggestive comments to a 14-year-old. I mean, come on. Um, it seems like though, I don't know, maybe the parents were like, let's get her for what we know we can get her for and not drag him through the mud. Because this is a small town, everybody knows everybody. But just looking at the messages, because like I said, Netflix doesn't go into she was the coach on his team. That's all articles after she got arrested for this. Um, I really think they glossed over the fact that she was saying these things to a minor boy, you know?
Hmm.
And even I don't know. I think just from, like I said, the articles and watching what I did and everything else, I think on her end, there was an attraction there to a child. And
Right.
I think that, yes, the messages were horrific. I mean, they were awful, but that should have been the lesser of the crime of being a pedophile. Am I wrong there? I mean, none of it should have been lessened, but if they were going to lessen one of the crimes, I wouldn't have dropped that one on her. because it takes a very sick individual to go tell your own child to go kill herself and then confront her or, or give her hugs and kisses when she comes and crying to you because someone just told you to kill yourself. Which it was your mom who told you. I mean, you see what I'm saying? She's
Hmm.
Yeah,
very twisted. How could you look at your child after telling them that? So I, I think they should have definitely made sure that she got some kind of mental help. But like I said, she should have had to sign on a registry.
Oh yeah,
She, she
she should be on a sexual predator list
yeah,
somewhere.
just knowing
I
she used to be a coach and stuff around kids and
Hmm.
so involved in the high school. Yeah, you need to stay away from kids.
I don't understand the judicial system.
Mm.
I know they don't. It's just like the police don't really want to arrest people. They want to try to give them as much chance to do something to where they don't actually go to jail. I get that, but I see this. I see it with all these body cam videos. I see it all the time. It's just like, they get arrested and all that, and then the judge just goes, "Oh, okay, well, we're going to drop all these
Yeah,
charges, and okay, I'm going to give you 90 days, but I'm going to suspend 88 of them. So you spend 2 days in jail, and you'll have to pay about $500 a five, and that's it." I'm just like,
yep.
what? What?
And I
Right.
also think one of those requirements should have been you can't talk to your kid. I mean,
Yeah,
if she would have been, if this, I mean, in a way, this was like violent. I mean, she told her kid was willing to kill herself just to get the messages to stop. I,
Yeah,
had it been a
she should have
husband,
lost custody. Yeah.
yeah, or a husband who
and
physically
honestly,
touched his wife, there would have been a lot of, protective orders and
right,
TPOs
restraining
and
orders and shit. Yeah.
yeah. So it was like, dude, if anything else, the dad, protect your kid from her because she's fucking Lulu. And until she admits that she's Lulu, she's not going to get any better.
Yep.
And like I said, setting down for a documentary where you're the
That,
villain, you've
that
got some mental problems, honey. How
That
often do
is
you see that
crazy.
happen? Usually when you watch them, you're like, "Oh, okay, this guy hasn't said anything yet. This is the guy who's going to wind up being the killer." And why do you know that? Because they don't talk to them. Because there is no justification for what you did. Right? You know? So, but the whole time she's just, "Oh, and one day they'll forgive me." And she compares it to everybody makes mistakes. I'm sure everybody's drove drunk. No, we haven't. I mean, Jesus Christ, lady. And how is driving drunk
Yeah.
compared to
Yeah. This is
protecting
not
your
driving drunk
daughter?
driving. Right.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's about 2 hours long, and for the last 5 minutes, like I said, my jaw was on the floor. I could not believe when they said it was. I think her name's even Karen. So yeah, I couldn't believe they said it when it was her because it was like, no way. I mean, for one, your mind just never goes there.
no.
What parent would do that to a child?
Did she ever make statement that she wanted the death of her child or not?
She's she said that no, that she knew her daughter was stronger than that, and she would never consider her daughter would never consider doing that. So basically, she wouldn't do it. She'd come to me before she'd do it, kind of thing. And then the poor daughter is like, I love my mom. And that's sad because it's going to take years of therapy for her to unwrap what your freaking mom did to you. I mean, I'm 50 and I only understand half the bullshit I went through. My mom never did shit like that,
Very few of
psychological
them do.
warfare, but
Well, to some extent, sure, but
but yeah, so it's like, wow. But I think they said she's going to college to become a forensic scientist. And it's like, yeah, you're going to find out the shit your mom had to jump through in order to fuck with you like that, It wasn't as easy as just pick up my phone and I'm going to text. These kids were getting 20 messages a day, sometimes at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah, this wasn't impulsive or spur of the moment thing. There was some thought behind this.
Yeah. And it wasn't to drive out the person who was doing it. Now, if she didn't send the messages to begin with, which I think she did, I mean, you're admitting to 3,000, but not the first 10. The first 10, there was like a Halloween party or something, and she's like, he doesn't want you there, and that kind of thing. So it wasn't really a go kill yourself kind of thing. It was just he doesn't want you there. You weren't invited. Well, she wasn't invited. The party was like her boyfriend's best friend, which was a girl, and she invited him. And of course, she's going to go with him because that's her boyfriend. So that's when they started looking at this other kid. So it wasn't just her kid's life and the boyfriend she fucked up. There's probably about 4 other kids that went through a lot of interrogation and had their phones dumped to the FBI and that kind of thing because once she saw that they were looking at that kid, she kind of made the messages go to support that. You know? So yeah. So it wasn't just her kids. There was probably about, like I said, about 6 altogether that she fucked with, you know? Damn. Yeah. And the crazy thing is when I saw a picture of her,
there's a crazy thing
yeah,
after all of that.
when I saw the picture of her, I remember the story on the news, but I didn't really, I guess I didn't really catch what the hell had happened there,
On the news, they probably didn't go into detail.
Yeah, but it seems like they would say got arrested for sending messages to her 14-year-old daughter. I don't know. But I remember seeing her, but I didn't, I guess I didn't catch the story that day because I would have definitely fell down that rabbit hole quicker.
Oh, hell yeah. Like you did today.
Right? Because after I watched the Netflix thing, I went back to YouTube because, that first video I saw where they're like, hey, pause this. You're going to want to hear this. So
Yeah, it was
I
still paused after you
yeah,
watched
it
it.
was, and I went over there with my mouth still open of, oh my God, I mean, you guys know me. I love a good horror story with a good mind twist to it.
And the
This
true crime
one,
aspect, too.
yeah, but this was like real life. Real life is not supposed to twist your brain like that. You know, good written fiction, but oh my God. So I go back to the video and she's the one who starts. There was another article wrote, it was behind a paywall. I'm not paid for that. So
Yeah.
I listened to her, but it basically, she was the one who goes into, she was the coach on these baseball teams, and both kids were like very, very athletic. And it made sense when they got together because most of the time they were playing sports together.
Mm.
So the families hung out and were really tight with each other, and the parents did things together. So the whole time they're setting this up, you would never think her mom's the psycho. But it just, I don't know. I think even without the text messages, though, if I had a friend who was kind of a little bit, I won't say touchy with my child, but maybe just a little bit more attentive to my child, I would, I would kind of question that, you know?
Mm.
I would, I don't know. I think there was a lot of red flags, especially after you put her information in with what Netflix gave you. I think there was enough red flags, but it was kind of a situation where you're like, because even when they called the boyfriend's mom, she was like, no, she's my friend. You've got the wrong person. She kept telling them, no, you're wrong. And it kind of took a minute for that to, oh my God, and I'm sure once it did click, all that other stuff clicked. Because sometimes we can't see what's right in front of our face. And with her, she didn't want to see, because that's my friend. She wouldn't do that. So, but yeah, definitely, like I said, it's wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty damn wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could see like Lifetime doing a movie for sure. Probably a couple knowing Lifetime.
Mm.
But yeah, that one was not expecting. And I mean, if I was Netflix and she agreed to do the documentary, I would have been like, "Hey, yeah," because, you get the whole story that way. But I don't know if they were trying to minimize what she did by allowing her to have an opinion like that, but it definitely gave that twist at the end because you don't expect it, you know? She's been talking and she looks like she's concerned about these kids and loves her daughter and whew.
Mm.
But then the best part is when the husband comes home, he finds out that a job that she was supposed to have, that she was remote, she'd been fired from it for like over a year. So basically, her texting and doing all of this cost her her job. And he's like, "Do you even work at the other place either?" And she's like, "No." So it's like, damn. And the news article goes into a little bit more about their financials. She like told him she had a job and didn't. They lost numerous homes to foreclosure, them coming in and kicking them out. Then they put it in a shed and they lost the shed. I mean, it was a big mess. So the woman's just a freaking mess. And then she wants to say, that she was she had a rough childhood, and that's where all of this comes from. And it's like, whoa, okay, okay. And here we go of why you're a narcissist, because this whole program is about your daughter and what you did to your daughter, and you're still sitting there going, me.
Mm.
Ugh. So yeah, I would definitely advise it. It's a good watch. It's even if you know what's gonna happen, it's pretty good watch. You know,
I don't know if I'm ready to have my mind bent that hard.
yeah. And that's what was crazy because not only was the story twisting, but the story what got twisted.
Mm.
It's like everything all together at once. It got dark. I mean, it was already a dark story. Don't get me wrong. Wow. Turn the lights off on that. Whew. Did not see it coming. So I think that's probably also why Netflix allowed her to sit down because of that effect right there. Nobody saw it coming because she was sitting there talking like she didn't know to this day who it was.
Mm.
Crazy.
That's wild.
That is. And one last thing. Talk about wild and crazy. Have you guys seen there's a guy in Panama, I think it is, and a meteorite crashed and he went and got a piece of it. And it's like
Would he barrel?
it's
Yeah, I
crazy.
was about to say, was there any meteor shit?
Yeah, it's like big shit, and it's like getting bigger, and it breathes and has a heartbeat, and I mean it's freaking nuts. And he shows this thing like every day that it keeps getting bigger, and it like reacts to light and stuff. And at first it just was like a blob, you know, and now it like started like when he would touch the glass that he's got it in, it would like slap against the glass and stuff. So now I see tonight, he's got it like locked in a safe, and this thing looks fucking crazy, man. And I know if it was here, NASA would have already had this thing in custody, but it scares me because it's in Panama, and apparently they don't care about shit like that. You know?
Well, they didn't
'Cause
care about David Lee Roth either, so
I was going to try to make some kind of Van Halen reference, so thank you for that.
sure.
I mean,
Beat
this
us to it.
could be Roth in the safe that he's got. I don't know, but it's. I'll have to send you guys pictures. Like I said, it's insane, and I mean, it could be fake. More than likely is, but
Oh,
the
good.
the links that he's gone to do like daily updates and stuff. If it's fake, then dude really should go and make movies. Because this thing looks pretty. I would say predatorish, but after the last story, I don't think that's the right word.
Well, you talked about it looking like a blob. Well, you know what a blob would look like.
Right.
Yes, sure. Yeah, I'm an expert there.
Somebody call Steve McQueen. We got to take care of this thing.
Mm.
And at first, it
From a
was kind
black
of like
hole.
blobby, kind of octopusy, but now it's like
Well, it looks like Maud Adams.
spiky, and
James
yeah,
Bond? What?
it's crazy.
Maud Adams.
Where? I haven't heard from Louis Jordan in a while. Where is that guy?
God, I hate that movie, but it's such a great cast.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, kind of crazy. But yeah, if you guys search meteorite in Panama, it'll bring up his stuff.
I bet it will.
Like I said, pretty creative. If he's gone out of his way to do this, it's pretty freaking creative. But I am one that I'll go on the record. I do believe there are others out there.
I believe in spooks too, but
I'm
There
sure
are
if there are others
those.
out there, they are smart enough to not come anywhere near this shit show. So we're all right.
For sure, but this was a meteorite that crashed. They didn't mean to come near this. This shit show's probably what crashed them. So
Maybe
so it's
anything's possible.
yeah, it's pretty weird. But I've always thought with some of the stuff that they've brought up from like the bottom of the ocean, that shit's weird. It's really weird. I would think that if people are like they're already here, that's where they are. That's them. Like the doomfish we only see when tsunamis are about to hit. That's an alien, I'm sure. Has to be.
There are those that believe that life here began out there,
Yeah.
somewhere far beyond the heavens.
I mean, isn't that what a lot of people believe? They banged around and couldn't have something from the other bang fallen off on this bang.
And for
Pieces.
those that
I don't know.
don't get it, that was a Battlestar Galactica reference.
Mm,
No, I'm not
That was
saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
it's aliens.
mm,
Yep, it is. I think we're their social experiment that we
Kind of
failed.
hope so. I hope so. Yeah, we're failing it day by
We
day
failed it,
here.
man.
That
Yeah,
would explain a hell of a lot.
yeah. Beam me up, Scotty. This test is over. I'm done.
Put this petri dish in the dishwasher and let's go home.
Yeah, bleach it out, man. Throw the baby and the bathwater out.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my cheery week. 2 weeks.
I cannot fucking top that. That's for sure.
But
No
try
chance.
anyway.
Oh, I'm gonna talk about some stuff, but I'm not gonna top any of that shit. I now feel like I've wasted 2 weeks. But anyway. All right, and since we did have 2 weeks, I have two things. I will endeavor to keep it short because I highly recommend both of them, and I don't want to get too spoilery. So the first one is a documentary, and I love finding interesting documentaries about music, and I found one a couple of weeks ago. This documentary is called Suzi Q. It was released in 2019, and for reasons I will explain in a moment, it was produced in Australia. But this is the story of the life and career of Suzi Quatro.
Mhm.
Um, and it's not going to surprise me if most of the people listening to this have no idea who that is. But that's mostly because she wasn't all that popular here. She was huge in Europe and Australia, and relatively popular in the UK, where she ended up being based for most of her career. But she's from Detroit, and she did some stuff here in the US, but wasn't really ever much of a success here. She did enough stuff so that she was a musician, by the way. She actually got her start. I won't go too far into this, but she got her start actually with a band that was her and her three sisters. And she kind of got lured away to the UK by a music executive type, a producer, spotted her here in the US and took her to the UK. I mean, not like kidnapped or anything. She went willingly, but she kind of left her family band behind and it kind of fell apart afterwards. Um, and they basically stuck her in an apartment and they started writing songs and making music and they put a band together. And she was a huge hit pretty quickly in Europe. She managed to come back to the U.S. a few times. She came back. This was by the way, that her string of hits in Europe started in like '73. She came back over here to basically open for Alice Cooper for their Welcome to My Nightmare tour. So good bit of exposure. Still didn't actually generate any big hits out of it. Another spot where some of you might have noticed her, she had a guest role, a recurring role on Happy Days.
Yep.
Her character's name was Leather Tuscadero. And again, not much came out of it. But she went back to the UK and kept cranking out hits for years. And apparently, there was a club in LA that specifically imported music from the UK and Europe, and that was just kind of their shtick, which is how Suzi Quatro became such a huge influence for the Runaways. Joan Jett and Sherry Curry feature greatly in this documentary. They talk to them a lot. And so, I mean, this goes on. Her career goes on. She's a huge success everywhere but here, basically. Um, she went on. She got married, had a couple of kids, and kept working. She got into like theater in London. She ended up um, writing and producing and starring in her own musical. And it was a big success. And I mean, as of this documentary a few years ago, she was still working and still doing stuff and still being a huge influence on people. And it's really kind of a cool story. It's not always the happiest story because I mean she went through some stuff too. But man, this is all of this stuff. This is stuff I'd never knew. I managed to accidentally find a music documentary that I learned nearly everything I heard was new to me. I'd never heard any of these songs that they played parts of
Yeah.
in this documentary. They just never got played here. Just never. And it was kind of amazing to me and a little sad because I mean she would come home to visit her family and stuff, but she didn't really have anything here, and so she ended up going back. So that part was a little on the sad side, but she's done a lot in her life and in her career, and it's pretty damn cool documentary. It's pretty well done. Like I said, lots of interesting guest stars. They talked to Alice Cooper. They talked to Joan Jett. Henry Winkler shows up in it because she was on Happy Days.
Right.
Debbie Harry. Um, just a slew of interesting interviews, and her obviously she does quite a bit of the talking herself. Her ex-husband, who was actually the guitarist in her first band in London, he features pretty prominently. It's really interesting stuff, and it's on Tubi.
What's it called again?
Suzi Q.
Okay, Suzi Q. Duh.
Yep. I mean, could have been called anything, you know. The second thing I watched was a movie, and this was a movie that I kind of hunted down after a while. It's one of those I'd been wanting to see for a while, and I realized it was on Tubi recently. I was like, okay, I need to watch this. And so last week I watched Peeping Tom, 1960.
Okay.
This is a movie that is almost as interesting for its backstory as it is for the movie itself. The movie itself, when it was released in 1960 in the UK, this is a British film, was panned horribly. Everybody all the critics hated it. Turns out though, when it got reassessed several years later, it turns out that it's really a very strong possibility that everybody hated it because it was so fucking disturbing and well done. It was genuinely a creepy movie. It is the story of a guy who is he's a photographer by trade. He works at a film studio. He working a film camera, and when he gets off at night, he like goes and rents out studio space and continues taking pictures and just taking pictures of everything. And he walks around, just walks around the city with a handheld video camera in his hand, and is just basically constantly filming everything. He's like obsessed with filming. Well, it turns out that one of the things he's obsessed with filming is people's reactions to fear. And I'm not going to go into any more detail than that about him because this is a must-see movie in my opinion. And I don't say that very often. This is a really interesting movie. It's disturbing. And you'll figure out why pretty quickly in the movie, but I'm still not going to talk about it. This is a film that though it was not made by Hitchcock, gets a lot of parallel references to Hitchcock. It's actually, from what I was reading, it's a story that Hitchcock, that basically somebody else made it first. He had seen it and was thinking about it, and then somebody else do it because he was busy with Psycho at the time, I believe.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Psycho came out the same year.
hmm this is a really cool movie. It is really creepy, and it's definitely, I mean, it's a must see. It's a must watch, and it is also on Tubi right now.
Okay.
It is easy
Okay.
to watch. There's nobody you know in it. It just was what it was, and it pretty much destroyed the director's career because of
Wow.
because of the initial reaction to it. But the initial reaction was because it was effective, not because it was bad. So there we are.
Oh.
Sounds
Peeping
cool.
Tom.
Not me. Not me.
No, totally different Peeping Tom.
Mm. Beep.
Is that the marshmallow little thing at Easter?
Indeed.
Mhm.
Or is that just Peepee Tom?
All your peeps should watch it.
Yep. Go ahead, Les.
That review, that's one I'm going to have to watch.
hmm
For me, I took two comics and read a slew of them. First one was just a single issue by Marguerite Bennett. It's called Mommy Blog. It's a kind of a creepy little story, and it has a fine ending to it, although you kind of want it to go on. Because this woman likes to kill people, similar to what was the one several years ago? Well, I can't remember it now.
Lady Killer.
Is that it? She was the agent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're thinking of what was that? The Coldest City was the name of the comic. The movie was Atomic Blonde. I'm sure if we try, we could just keep throwing examples out here.
It may be Lady Killer, but
Yeah, Lady Killer was like set in the 50s.
yeah, where she was just a homemaker.
Yeah, that was a great series, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be the one you're talking about, but it was a great series.
I think it is. Uh, the second one was the first collection of Absolute Batman. This came out last year. You know, this is the first volume, and it is 5 issues. And it really takes the idea of Batman and twists it very well. You've got a lot of the same characters in different parts. As an example, in this new series, uh, Jonathan Wayne dies. Martha does not. She ends up becoming the police commissioner. James Gordon becomes the mayor in this series. And I highly recommend that. That is a fine read.
I've been hearing a lot of good stuff regarding the Absolute line, which is essentially DC's equivalent of Marvel's Ultimate verse. It's the same it's the same characters. It just it's everything's a little different, you know. So there's Ultimate Batman, Ultimate Superman, Ultimate Wonder Woman, Ultimate Green Lantern just started, and then there's supposed to be several others supposed to be coming out here too. So
Flash,
Ultimate Flash.
Martian
I've
Manhunter.
I've heard a lot of good things about Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Yep.
So, I'm gonna have to check these out. But there's been way too many positive buzz about it for it. They can't be wrong because we hear so much negative about stuff when things are bad. So,
Oh, that's true. That is very true.
How far into it is it so far?
They're in like issue 11 now, but this
Cool.
collects the first arc of 5.
yeah, a lot of them are already getting trades now, collecting the first few issues. So
that's true.
So it's been out that long.
Third book I read is something I pulled out that I purchased several years ago called Red Atlantis. This is a spy book, and it's got a little science fiction in it, but it's very interesting. It's a fine read. This was put out by Aftershock several years ago, and this is a collection of, I think, 5 issues, and that's all it ran, was just the 5 issues. So to me, that was a good read. My final 2 are based on one of the same characters in both. First one is called Sherlock Holmes versus Harry Houdini. This is when Harry is spotted by Holmes, and Holmes tries to describe what Harry was doing to escape one of his tricks. There's a little bit of animosity in it. Then all of a sudden they have to bind together to find a killer. This is, this is by Dynamite, and it's a good read. It's a good, solid read.
Interesting.
And the last one is the Mindy Woodcock book, The Girl Who Handcuffed Houdini. In this, a young girl is a detective. Actually, she is the daughter of a detective who thinks that his son should be the partner instead of Minky Woodcock. This is a fine story. It takes place just before the death of Houdini. And in this, the art is spectacular. The story is solid. And this was the first of, I think, 3 books about Minky Woodcock. This is one of the hard case crime books, and by Titan, and it's good story, very good. Like I said, the art is spectacular, and this one is one I really tell people about, because this is just a sit down good read, that's for sure. So
That sounds familiar too. I want to say we talked about Minky Woodcock before. I think it's been a while.
I think it could have been a review of
Yeah.
comics when we did those prior.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think this was one of those that was brought up. And that was a collection of that one series by Cynthia von Bueller. So uh, that's what I've got for this week.
Cool. Well, I'm glad it still
I,
holds up.
yeah, yeah,
It's always a good
Cool.
time when you can go back to a book a few years later and it's still entertaining.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, for me, I don't have a bunch. I did check in a movie. Was actually recommended on YouTube. I'm like, okay, what the hell? I'm kind of in the mood, so I'll check it out. Um, called Hopscotch. Y'all familiar with this one?
Who's in it?
Sounds familiar. Is it a spy
Wa-
movie?
Yeah, with Walter Matthau, Glenda Jackson, Sam Waterston, Ned Beatty, Herbert Lom.
Sounds vaguely 70s-ish.
Mhm.
It's 1980.
Oh, close enough.
Yep. Um, Matthau plays a CIA agent who's kind of butting heads with his new boss, played by Ned Beatty, and Beatty basically assigns him to uh, a desk duty, and he decides to quit. And then, based off of a suggestion from Glenda Jackson, who was a former lover, he decides to write his memoirs, and he types up like the first chapter, and then sends it to DC and Russia, several other countries, basically kind of taunting them, saying, "Hey, I'm going to spill the beans about every fucking thing."
Because that always goes well.
And Herbert Long plays his Russian counterpart, who they kind of butted heads over the years. So what and Waterston was like his protege and friend, and basically gets Mathau's job after he's you know after what happened to him. So Ned Beatty sends Walter to chase after him, and Mathau is just one step ahead of him the entire time, and it's so funny, it's so smart.
Hmm.
It's a spy movie, but there's like only one sequence where there's actually any kind of violence or guns or anything like that. It's a very cerebral, dialogue intensive movie, but it's so well done, and it's so great. Mathau is perfect.
What was
I
this one? YouTube?
It's YouTube. It's on the Shout Studios, uh,
The Shout Factory channel.
Shout Factory channel. Yeah.
Hmm. Cool.
If I can, I'll find it and we'll put a link in the show notes.
Cool.
But
Also,
it's go ahead.
it's also on Fossum and Plex and the Roku channel,
Okay.
Tubi. Yeah,
Easily
it's
Oh,
in several
accessible.
places.
okay, so it's everywhere. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I had fun watching it.
Hmm.
It's always fun to see a real spy movie for a change,
Yeah.
as opposed to what we've come to believe are spy movies, which is just basically just an action movie with a veneer on it.
Right. Yep. I highly recommend. Well, and that's the thing that kind of I saw some talk about it, and some people think with today's audience probably would find it boring because it doesn't have that action and violence and all that kind of stuff. I'm like,
Hmm.
I mean, it's possible, but damn, it's so well written. I can't imagine anyone just going, I can't stand this. It.
Hmm. I'll have to check
Neat.
that out.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
sounds like fun.
yep. Oh, you would definitely like it, Mike. I think all of y'all would like it, but that's just me. So. All right. On that note, let's go ahead and take our first break, and then we'll get back in this week's discussion. Welcome back. And it's that time again. It's casting call time. Woohoo!
Yay.
If you're new to the podcast, what we do is, every 6 weeks or so, we'll have we'll do a casting call of a maybe a comic book property or a TV show, a book or something like that, and I'll come up with characters and we'll cast them, and it's usually from some time period. We've done like Avengers from the '60s. We've done Indiana Jones as a movie serial back in the '40s. We've done the animated Gru animated series, just that type of stuff. So we've had a lot of fun doing that.
Mhm.
So for this time, what I thought, since the Superman film did so well, which we were kind of figuring and hoping it would, and obviously we'll have future installments. I figured let's go ahead and cast some villains, and I decided to pick a bunch of villains that, if they've had any kind of live action appearance, it may have been Smallville, it may have been the Superboy from the '90s or '80s or something like that. Very limited. So these are different characters. So we already have Luthor. No, Zod's not going to show up on this one. So we're going off other characters. So this is for James Gunn's DCU universe. So let's cast some villains. Who would like to go first?
Keep tradition. Um, okay. The first one we have on the list is Brainiac.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I This is gonna sound crazy. I remember Brainiac in the comics, but I don't remember a lot of their fights. So I had to look it up. And yeah, I don't know why we haven't seen him in the movies. So I think this would probably be one of the better ones to bring up if they do. But being old, he's a collector of worlds. He's been around for a little while and everything else. I went with Ben Kingsley. I thought he could kind of add that distinguished, I've been around for a while and I know some things. You know?
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Interesting.
Yep. I mean, they'd
Okay.
paint him green, of course, but he would do it.
And just a little FYI, if they had convinced Christopher Reeve to come back to do a Superman 5, Brainiac would have been the villain.
Oh yeah,
So he almost had that.
that would have been
And
a good one. I mean, he destroyed his planet. Superman wants to meet him.
Ouch.
we don't know for a fact, but there's some speculation that Brainiac may be the villain for the next one, the one that just announced, Man of Tomorrow, because Gunn's been on record saying that the whole synopsis is Superman and Luthor reluctantly have to join forces to deal with a threat that's bigger than both of them. So people are going,
Yeah.
"Ooh, Brainiac? Okay." Like, it's kind of hard to argue that.
That is, yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, being Kingsley, that would be good. Yeah.
That would be interesting. It's not quite the direction I went, though.
Okay.
This one, I feel like I cheated on it a little bit. Because there have been various different, thanks to the multiverse and all that, and the one that sticks out in my head, I don't remember exactly which one, but I tend to, when I think of Brainiac, I tend to think of and so when you think of somebody playing a robot or an android these days, it's got to be Alan Tudyk, right?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
So I picked Alan Tudyk.
There you go.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
I did start watching some of his Resident Alien. That's
And
funny.
and
What do you
It's
think?
I like it. It's pretty funny, you know. I think he's doing pretty good over there. I think that's still ongoing, isn't it?
no, it's been canceled.
Oh, has it? Oh,
Yeah,
I liked it. I've always liked him though.
hard not to like him.
Well, he really gets into whatever he's playing, and he's played like different stuff, so it's, you know, he's not one that. Although I think genre he's been typecasted, he's not really one to typecast, you know.
Right.
But
He doesn't need to be typecast.
yeah, he would fit in many checklists, you know.
And has.
Mhm.
I mean, he's done historical fiction, for crying out loud. Come on, man.
Uh-huh.
I still
Sure.
wish they would have considered what's it called? Powerless, where they were the company in like Gotham. I think it was either Gotham or Metropolis. That one was pretty good. I think it only went one season though.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like that one. I like him.
Well, for me, I took it even a more different direction. Since there was no mention in our request as to what these characters are to be, I opened it up big time. And I decided we're just talking about the characters. They don't have to be characters now. They don't have to be alive now. I looked and said, first one I want is the Man in Black, Yul Brynner.
Okay.
Very interesting.
The Man in Black. I was going Johnny Cash.
That's the first thing I thought too. But in Magnificent Seven, he wore black.
Yeah.
So
In
Well, didn't
Westworld,
he?
he wore the
Yeah, I was
same
about. I was.
outfit.
yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't he do that in Westworld too? Yeah. Cool.
interesting. Yep, I like it.
Well, for me, I kind of left it open to where we could possibly get the green humanoid form and the robot form. We could probably get both if it was written that way.
Sure.
So my actor would be mainly voice and mocap. So I wanted a voice. Hugo Weaving.
Okay.
Uh,
Cool.
you said voice, and I went to what's his name, Sissy Precious.
Oh, you went to Andy Serkis?
Yeah.
Funny that you went to the same movie, but yeah. Although you might have been thinking more Matrix than Lord of the Rings, Tom.
Yes. I was thinking more Agent Smith.
I like it either way, honestly.
Yep.
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 Alrighty. Next.
All right.
What? What, Les?
Liz finally coming in and going, following what Mike and I already said. So
I've been fighting with the dogs. Sorry.
oh no, that's okay.
I I try
No
to keep it
worries.
where you don't have to edit them out too much.
Fine.
All right. So the next one we have is Parasite. I don't know him. So my brain kept going, that's Venom. The more I kept reading, it was like, that's Venom. So I went the easy route and I cast Tom Hardy there.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah. Now that you
Heath
mention it,
Ledger.
there's kind of a Venom parallel. But yeah.
Yeah.
And even if it's different, Tom Hardy's good enough to pull it off anyway. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, and Venom is, yeah, Parasite. So,
Well, I mean, he also did Bane too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Hmm.
But this is a new DCU.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
Sure. Works for me. I did not think about Venom or Bane when I was looking at this, but I was looking for somebody who has done some actiony type stuff and has actually been in some superhero stuff.
Hmm.
I chose Will Poulter,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
despite the fact that he was quite possibly the most annoying character in the world the first time I ever saw him. But he was still a kid then, so I'll let him. I try to give him a pass. He was
What
so
did you see him
obnoxious.
in?
The Voyage of the Dawn Treader,
Oh, okay.
which was not a good movie to start with, but his character Eustace was just the most obnoxious kid in the world. Which I honestly give him credit as an actor for that because oh my god, you got to be a good actor to be that obnoxious. But he's done a bunch of other stuff since then. I mean, he was in one of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Yeah, he was in the last one as Warlock, Adam Warlock,
Yeah.
which I still hadn't seen that one. I still hadn't seen Volume 3.
Yep. So that's who I picked.
That was a good one.
It is.
He was also in We're the Millers,
Mm-hmm.
where he played a very obnoxious son.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so he was typecast. Okay.
A little
Yeah,
bit
pretty
maybe.
much.
I've not seen
Yeah.
that movie, but I've seen the outtake of where they were traveling and they turned on the radio and it's the theme from Friends, so they start singing it to Jennifer Aniston.
He was also in Death of a Unicorn.
Oh, yeah. With
Yep.
Gina Ortega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that.
For my person playing Parasite, I went with Robert Walker. Robert Walker was the villain in the Hitchcock movie Strangers on a Train. He was the one
Oh.
that proposed uh, a partnership with a tennis player to change each other's murders. Here, I'll do yours, you do mine, type stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen that movie, you got to. That is such a, and I believe it's on Tubi now. So if you
Cool.
get the chance, Strangers on a Train, it's an earlier Hitchcock movie, but it is so good.
It's a pretty good book too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool.
And it's funny that Guardians of the Galaxy was brought up because I went with Dave Bautista.
I see that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Played that role in what, 4 movies or 4 shows?
Well, 3 Guardians and
All
then the
Christmas.
I mean, he would have been in Endgame.
yeah Avengers Infinity War and Endgame.
Mhm.
And yeah, so quite a few.
I was thinking Parasite form, almost John Cena, but it was like, no, they've already got him over on
Yeah, he's Peacekeeper. So yeah,
Peacemaker.
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 Yeah.
I don't know why I keep wanting to say Peacekeeper.
I still need to watch that one.
It's like me trying to watch Countdown and not laugh. Because all I can do is they show the name of the show, and all I can think of is the Muppet character. Countdown. Going 3 apples, 4 apples. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh man. Yeah. I had a come to Jesus moment with Brandon earlier. We're getting behind on our shows. We still have Peacemaker to watch. We've got 2 episodes of Countdown left, and Gen B starts Wednesday, I think it is. So it's like, dude, I said, honest opinion. I said, I'm not going to hurt you. What are you thinking about Countdown? And he's like, you could tell he was like, Yeah. This is like when a woman asks you if she looks fat, right?
Mm.
So I said, okay. I said, let me tell you mine first. I said, I'm not liking it. If he wasn't in it, I want to watch it. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty much, it's just an average cop show, you know, and not his best work at all. So it's been a hard watch. I watched it, or we're watching it, but it's been a hard watch.
Two bad reviews.
Yeah, 2, 3, because B did 2. So yeah, I think also he kind of got stuck into watching it because he knew I wanted to see it, and I was watching it because he was watching it with me.
Mhm. Vicious cycle.
It's like, man, we can wait and watch him in Soldier Boy. That's coming up. So is Vault Rising. That he's better. He's a better
Hey, oh,
Soldier Boy than he is a cop. So
Now, what I want to know is how the fuck did we get here from Dave Bautista?
right, I'm sorry.
Because it's Liz.
Yeah. No, but you guys will be happy to know there's not one supernatural guy on this list. I
Wow.
could have packed the whole thing.
who'd have thunk it?
You could have.
Yep. If they
And
want to
other
fill it.
other
maybe.
news, man bites dog.
Right.
Oh, wow. That sounds fantastic.
Ah,
Okay, Thomas, continue.
No, I've already given my pick.
Yeah, no, we're at the top again.
We're at the next one.
We're at the
Okay.
next one.
Okay. So that means I need to get my ass in gear.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Somebody
The
part anyway.
the next one we have is Cyborg Superman. Okay, hear me out.
And somehow
Okay.
this is not Jensen. I can't believe it.
It's not. It's not.
Who'd have thunk it?
But in the first movie, when he was fighting, what was it, Ultraman?
Mm-hmm.
And he rips his mask off and it's him. You know what
Yes.
I was thinking would have been even cooler? If they would have ripped his mask off and it would have been Henry Cavill. So it was like I'm going to have my moment. So I cast Henry Cavill in that one.
Okay.
Although he's hurt himself during Warhammer and he probably won't be available. So
Uh-oh.
Oh, he could do a movie.
yeah. But wouldn't that be cool if they ripped that mask off and nobody knew that that would have been Henry Cavill? That would have been like, oh man. Spoiler.
Hang on till we're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Henry Cavill,
Um,
wasn't he married to Jennifer Aniston? No, he was married to Kaylee Cuoco, right?
Who, Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
I don't
I don't think
know.
so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I know him and his fiance just had a baby, but I don't think he's ever been married yet. I could be wrong, but
Well, we can find out real quick.
hmm
That's what Google's for. In the meantime, um,
Yes, please. I'm looking it up. You can go ahead.
so, so for Cyborg Superman, I kind of looking because I didn't really know that much about it either, and so I was kind of looking at images on Google and thinking, it almost doesn't matter
mm-mm.
who the face behind this thing is, as long as there's a physique for it. And somehow I don't even know who this guy is, to be honest, but somehow I think I was looking at like younger actors who were like on the verge of hitting it big. And I stumbled across one that was like 6'5", and I'm like, you know what? He's got a jaw. He's tall. I assume he's fairly muscular. Guy's name is Jacob Elordi. Um, Apparently he was real popular from Euphoria,
Oh yeah,
and he got apparently his first role was a show called The Kissing Booth. Like I said, I don't really know who he is, but he's pretty enough and big enough.
definitely
Why the
got the
hell
jaw
not?
for it.
Absolutely. The jaw
Yep.
is there. Let's put some cyborg looking stuff on him and call him Cyborg.
Okay. Cool. Les? Oh, before you start, Les, Cavill is uh, uh, with Natalie Vescuso. That's the fiance. And prior to that, he was engaged to Ellen Whitaker.
Hmm.
I'm not seeing any other names listed. So
Yeah, I think her last husband was like a soccer guy or something, wasn't he?
I don't know. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
research that.
Kaylee Cuoco Sweeting. That's her
Hmm.
alternate name.
Yeah, Ryan Sweeting was her first, and Carl Cook was her second, and she's now in another relationship.
Yeah, they don't have her current one listed.
Okay.
Ryan Sweeting was a tennis player.
Tennis. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Spice Girls husband.
oh yeah,
Yeah, the underwear dude.
Beckham.
Beckham.
David
There
Beckham.
you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the soccer guy.
Okay.
For
He's got a
Les?
nice jaw too.
For Cyborg Superman, I went with Alan Ritchson. Reacher.
Reacher. Yeah,
Mm.
there
Yeah.
you go. Now you're
I
talking.
totally support that because if they do that, Batman's still free.
You know, yeah, I've seen his name attached to Batman, but someone the fan cast Reddit that I follow, someone made such a great pick. Him playing Hawk of Hawk and Dove.
Whoa. Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh,
That's pretty brutal.
That would be.
that's awesome. I could totally see that.
I could even see him as Hawkman.
He could be Hawkman.
He could be Bane.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's between that and Pedro Pascal. It's like they're getting all the freaking roles.
Oh, man.
So it's my turn.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Geez, I'm gonna go with one. Uh, I was influenced by other suggestions, and plus the fact that I thought he got fairly untreated before, and it's a person you probably never even thought of. Henry Cavill.
What?
Who?
Don't
What's
know.
he in?
I think that would be pretty cool, though.
I,
I think that would make the fans happy, and he would dig the hell out of that.
I think he wouldn't have a problem doing it.
Yep.
I mean, he's already had talks with Gunn. Gunn wants him in the DCU. He just hasn't said where.
Yeah. That
So
would be good.
he will show up again at some point as someone.
And for the record, this is not why I said wait till we're done.
I know.
I did not know what Tom was picking. I have him for something else that's not on the list. I did an extra pick.
Okay.
I still think that mask ripoff moment would have been like, oh,
It would have been
no
great.
way.
It would have been great.
Yep. Especially if they could keep it secret. That would be the whole thing to that to make it work. They'd have to keep it secret that he's working with them, you know?
Would help.
Yeah, that he
if
can't
you want the wow
leave
effect.
without people reporting it, you know?
Mm.
Cool.
All
I
right.
agree with that one.
Yeah, figure you might.
Okay, the next one we have is Metallo. This one's kind of a tragic guy. I mean, didn't he kill his sister accidentally fighting Superman at one point? So he's got a pretty heavy axe to grind and a pretty sad story behind him. So I went with Cillian Murphy. Peaky Blinders and
Hmm.
what was
Okay.
the
He
bomb
was
one?
Scarecrow in Batman Begins.
Scarecrow.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I had forgotten about that.
But yeah,
Scarecrow.
Yep, he plays a good twisted part.
he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And for the record, it would be pronounced Killian.
Yeah.
Killian. Okay. Yep.
You'll never remember that, but I'm just throwing it for the hell of
We'll make you remember it.
it.
Right.
No, I'm not.
He was.
I
He was in
might,
the.
because it kind of sounds like Killigan. So I'd remember that.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I may now regret correcting you. But anyway.
He was in the black hole. Okay.
Was he?
No.
Ah!
He was like 7 years old when the black hole came out. I don't know how old he is, but no, I was 7 years old when the black hole came out. Or something like that. Anyway, Metallo. What?
I think the first thing I saw him in was Peaky Blinders. He
Has
was
that
one of
been
the
on that long? I think I had seen him
quite a
before Batman
while.
Begins, but I couldn't tell you where.
Yeah,
He's
I
always
think
done kind of serious
Blinders
stuff,
was
and
before Batman.
maybe it's been around a while.
Hmm.
Sam Neill was in that too.
And then, of course, got the Oscar for, what was the bomb one he just did? Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah, cool.
Cool.
He is 49 years old.
Damn, I wasn't that far off. He really was
May
a child in 1980.
May 25th,
79.
1976. So,
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. All right, my choice for Metallo. And again, I admit, I mean, like you said, Tom, you picked fairly obscure bad guys. I mean, it's not that these bad guys aren't known, but I was never really a DC guy, so
Yeah.
I don't know them all that. I know a few of them just from when I've run into them in other stuff, but like you said, you were picking people that haven't been in much other stuff.
Yeah.
And so I actually linked this pick with another one later on, in a weird way. And that was how I stumbled across him. And I was like, you know what? He got a bad rap for what he's best known for. Let's give him another chance. I'm picking Hayden Christensen
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I want to see what he can do. Because poor dude has barely been able to find work since start.
I tell you what.
I mean,
Watch him in. Spoiler alert! Watch him in Ahsoka, and watch
I've
him in
seen
Obi-Wan.
I've seen some clips of him in Ahsoka on YouTube,
It,
it's yeah.
yeah.
I
It's
would like to see
it's
him do something different.
it's amazing what happens when an actor gets a director that actually can direct.
Isn't it though? And when he's not just an 18-year-old kid trying to
Right.
impress George fucking Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see him do something different.
Yep.
Yeah.
I,
I
hey,
agree.
yeah, I'm really happy that he's getting all this love that he's been getting from the fans.
Yep.
They have definitely turned on him. That's in a good way. So it's been nice to see.
Yep.
Yeah, he is a good actor. So yeah, I would like to see that. I definitely would like to see that.
For Metallo, I'm going with Jason Statham. I know he can act. I know he can do action.
Mm-hmm.
So
Going for a little bit more of the muscular. I like that.
yeah, something
Statham.
that he doesn't have a lot of
Yeah.
armor on. You just put him in a basic suit.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure. I'm down.
I kind of went a little crazy with my pick because I just love him as a crazy villain. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
He has that ability to take the character and make him smarter than he actually is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Next.
Next one, we have the Toy Man, and we've seen 3 different ones. So we put Winslow, is it Shot or
Yes.
Scott? Okay. This is gonna sound crazy, but
We're leading with that
Jensen
a lot
Ackles.
tonight.
right. I want my Toy Man. Now, Doctor Who had a special and there was a toy maker on there, and I want my Toy Man to be him. So I'm going with Neil Patrick Harris on this one.
Okay.
Fun.
I
Okay.
I would love to see Superman up against that. I mean, I know that was the toy maker and this is the Toy Man, but just they're kind of the same. They're in what they did.
Okay.
And also, it's hard to go wrong with Neil Patrick Harris. I mean, come on.
Yep.
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 He also does crazy well.
He does very well.
Okay.
Okay. That's a good pick. I'm not going to top that pick, but I'm going to do something just as nuts in a slightly different direction. My toy man is Bob Odenkirk.
Okay.
Okay.
Star of Nobody and Nobody 2.
Mm-hmm.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call
So-
Saul. Yep.
So he can do action and he can be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I
I
like
like
him.
that. And what is the comedy he does for SNL?
Oh, I paid it. That SNL hasn't been relevant in 20 years at
Me?
least.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was high school.
Since what?
It was high school when I watched Saturday Night Live.
I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in decades at this point.
Yeah.
It wasn't around when I was in high school. What the hell are you talking about?
Hey, sorry.
Oh.
No, you're not.
Not really.
Well, Saturday Night Live was going on. It just wasn't on TV when you were in high school.
It wasn't live from New York.
It wasn't. Yeah, it
Right.
wasn't on TV. It was in
Wherever.
some sort of theater that they were, or they were. It was basically just the New York stand-up scene.
Yeah.
So there, your mistake was not doing the high school in New York. Jeez.
Yeah. There you go. That's
New
right.
York.
Okay, good night, folks.
Let's go home.
What are you still doing here?
We closed an hour ago. What the hell?
Well, for me, Toyman, I'm going with the co-actor Robert Walker, and I'm choosing Farley Granger, who played the poor tennisman who was linked into the murder mine and I'll murder yours plot.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
Could be fun.
Could be. Yeah. All right. Little behind scenes thing here. This was actually the reason why this list came together. And for the rare instance of not me wanting to cast a character, but me wanting to have this actor in this universe. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jensen, isn't it?
No,
Al-
it's not.
It's not.
Alfred Molina.
oh really?
Oh, cool.
Al.
Huh?
Al.
Al?
Well, I'm just saying Al.
Oh, okay.
I know who Alfred Molina is, but
Okay.
from Spider-Man.
He
Yeah,
was
Doc
aw-
Ock.
he was yeah,
There's
he was
Doc
awesome
Ock.
as Doc Ock.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he's in the Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
He
He
was
was in the
also
first.
in Maverick.
He was also in Raiders
Mm-hmm. Briefly.
briefly. Did you know that?
A
Did you
small
remember
but
that?
a pivotal role.
You remember that, Les? That he was
Yeah.
in Raiders?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you, Liz?
Mm, I did it.
He's at the very beginning. He's the guide who's
Yeah.
going with
So-
Indy.
Throw me the idol. I'll
Throw
throw
me
you
the-
the whip.
Uh-huh.
Yep, that's him.
That's Alfred Molina.
Oh, that's cool. Says he was also in Frozen 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Who did he voice?
That's what I was wondering. It doesn't. Let's see.
Sir not appearing in this film. That's the character.
And Abraham Lincoln as himself.
Mhm. Rex Hamilton is Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that's right.
He does a lot of voice work. I didn't know
Yeah, he
that.
does.
With special guest
Yep.
star Florence Henderson.
Mm-hmm. Clearly,
I'm
I need
sorry,
to
I've been
rewatch
seeing.
those.
Yeah, I've been hit with a lot of Leslie Nielsen stuff on YouTube too.
Oh Lord.
Well, it's all been more or less Police Squad, not
I,
Naked Gun, but Police Squad. Yeah, I gotta watch those episodes again.
yep, it's been too long.
Hmm.
If you say so.
Oh, come on, the great Peter Lupus. That's the show that made me turn around on him. I didn't think much of him as an actor, but when he started doing comedy, I'm like, wow, okay, there is some talent there. That's not easy to do, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Lupus?
Peter Lupus. Norberg.
Wasn't he in the Playgirl magazine or whatever it was?
Hey, who wasn't?
Alfred Molina.
Probably not. Probably not.
Oh, I am certainly not going to be the one to do that. But anyway,
You can research that for us, Les, and let us know.
Oh, sure. That's the place I want to take. Yeah.
yeah, we want to know how that affects your algorithm too. But anyway,
Okay. So, next.
Okay. My turn again, right?
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have Livewire, right? Is that the next
Mm-hmm.
one? Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
that is the next one.
On this one, I don't know. I guess I kind of made her fit because I've been reading a lot of good stuff about her and she needs a good role. So I went with Millie Bobby Brown.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, she hasn't had much luck picking properties, has she?
she has it. But she just got married to John Bon Jovi's son and they moved out to like this ranch and she's doing like a dog rescue. Just adopted a baby and she's like what, 21, 22?
Yeah, she's not very old.
Yeah. It's like, damn. I think Gunn would do her good. That sounded horrible. James Gunn would do her good.
That's not much better.
That's not a whole lot better. Yeah. Provide her an opportunity
There you
There.
go.
to have a better role than she's had in a while.
Yep.
Millie's got a gun.
Wow.
Which is better than the homecoming queen's got a gun. But anyway.
Right.
Or Jamie's got a gun.
Mm.
Our day's just begun.
All right. So Livewire. This is one that I felt like I was cheating on because I picked somebody who she looks the role. She's proven to be good. I chose Elle Fanning. I just
Okay.
figure,
Yeah.
why not?
Cool.
Okay.
Good choice.
Mhm. She's a
For
good actress too.
Livewire, I took Bobby Bliss. Bobby Bliss was in the movie Bubble Boy. And that was, oh Lord, that was 90 what? Or 2001.
Was that an Adam Sandler thing?
No, that was just a
You
second.
you said Bubble Boy?
Yeah,
Oh no, that was Harlan Williams, right?
Jake Gyllenhaal was in the
Oh, the
movie.
serious one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is the comedy.
Jake Gyllenhaal was in the comedy? Okay.
Yeah,
My bad.
the one that
Oh,
had Suzi Kurtz and John Carroll Lynch, Danny Trejo.
Hmm.
you said Bubble Boy, and I started thinking John Travolta. That's Boy in the Bubble.
That's Boy in the
Yeah,
Bubble. I knew
yeah.
that was well, and he said 90s, and I'm like, yeah, boy,
Yeah, that's
that late
definitely made me go,
70s.
wait. It's
See, and
like,
I
no,
went to
that's definitely not that.
SpongeBob.
This was 2001, and in this movie, uh, Gyllenhaal, in his plastic bubble, enters a convenience store, and there's a woman behind the counter trying to rob the place. She's got the owner of the site down on the ground. She's holding a gun to him, and she just acts normal when Gyllenhaal comes in. And they've got her listed as cashier. I'm trying to think, not really, but if you haven't seen the movie, it's fun. It's stupid, but it is fun.
Hmm.
Uh, and she has just got that one scene, but she is a very pretty young girl.
She
And
is.
Cool.
Alrighty. For me, I went with someone who's had experience doing comic book movies. Chloe Grace Moretz.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
She was
that
it girl, wasn't she?
she
Yep.
was it girl.
Yeah.
She was in one of those godforsaken Scarecrow movies too.
Yeah, she
Oh,
was.
that's true.
Yeah.
she was also in Equalizer,
Yep.
the movie, first movie, not the
Hmm.
TV show.
the
Right.
the Denzel.
Yeah,
Denzel.
Yeah. Cool.
Ooh.
Yep, she's pretty good.
I'd say so.
Alrighty.
Me again?
Mm-hmm.
Or I
Back
thought it was Thomas.
back to
Okay.
the top.
I just gave my pick.
Oh,
Thanks for paying attention.
He's wrestling with the dogs again.
I get who let the dogs in.
Woof,
uh,
woof, 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 woof.
Bill keeps letting them in.
Hi,
Oh,
Phil. He's having an effect on the show, even though he refuses to. I'm just saying.
right.
Something to keep in mind.
Okay. Last one. We have Maxima. This
Maxima.
Maxima. She kind of reminds me of Talia's in Batman relation. Kind of fawning over them. So I went with a pretty girl because if they're going to have babies, they'll have pretty babies. And I went with Anna de Amaris. I mean, right? Do you want another little Damien running around?
No, I don't. Oh man.
Okay.
Wow. I think I couldn't have picked anybody any different for the for this role. Because I was taking a look at her and I was going, she looks big and strong and looks like she's not going to take any shit off of anybody. Kind of, and so I figured, well, let's cast kind of a badass female here. And I kind of looked around, and I couldn't think of anybody better than
Who? I'm
Rosario
sorry.
Dawson.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Good
Definitely
choice.
won't take no crap from no one.
Hmm. And everything I was seeing her from currently was from Ahsoka, which is where I got the Hayden Christensen pick from too. That was the connection there.
Ah. Yep. I like it.
Okay.
For me, I was leaning toward Jillian Michaels,
Okay.
but I'm going to decide with uh, Carrie Wurr. She was
Oh
on
yeah, Sliders.
Sliders, among other things. She was also on the Adam Sandler game show on MTV.
Remote control.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's when I first.
Yeah, I liked her in
Yeah.
Sliders.
Cool.
Yep. I like it.
My pick. I went with someone who just recently showed up in a comic book movie just a few weeks ago. Mainly Fantastic Four. Natasha Lyonne.
Okay.
Hmm.
From 6 Feet Under, and
Interesting.
Yep.
wasn't she in But I'm a Cheerleader or something
Yep.
like that?
Yep.
She was in Slums of Beverly Hills,
Mhm.
American Pie.
What's the show she's in now?
Oh,
Poker Face or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
Poker Face.
yeah.
Cool.
I have seen commercials for that, and I'm like, I need to watch that. I need to watch that. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it seems interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely, I definitely like the. But that means I gotta get Peacock. I mean, I got Peacock, but it's available. Probably not. But,
Right.
but I definitely like that's what I've seen of for the ads for it. So
Hmm.
look like it could be a fun show.
Yep. And she's pretty good.
Hmm.
It's
Yep.
true.
Did anybody kind of go out on their own and do other picks?
I did one.
Okay.
Obviously, I've been hinting at it repeatedly.
Mm.
Um,
Jensen Ackles.
no,
It
no,
is.
it was
I
Henry
know it.
Cavill. It was Henry
Batman's making
Cavill.
an appearance.
No,
Right. Right.
no, yeah, he's gonna be standing over him screaming, "Why did you say Martha?" But anyway,
Oh God. Why did you say that name?
No, your mama.
yeah, right.
Oh my goodness. That
Besides,
happened.
to reference something Tom posted in the Discord, or we need somebody to punch Nathan Fillion in the face. But anyway, yeah, no, I picked Henry Cavill, but I picked him for Bizarro.
Huh.
That would
Yeah,
be fun.
I thought it would be a
it
fun way
would.
to get him into this, have it not be too weird, and also not have it be from the Superman thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
That'd be
Bizarro,
cool.
I also took Christopher Reeve.
Cool.
Pre-accident, of course.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't bother with time frame, so yeah. No, that's fun. We'll throw back.
Yep.
For Mixiez Pitlick, I took Billy Barty.
That would
Cool.
work.
Or Feora, which was a love interest for Superman. I picked Diana Rigg because she was also a judo master or something, and I've seen Diana Rigg do kicks and such for Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
Also took Tom Hanks as Morgan Edge.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, because he's got a mind. It's not always perfect, but he does like to, because he likes to screw everybody up, but he's got the mind to pull it off.
Yeah.
I chose Dan Duryea, who's big into westerns, like Winchester 73, as the prankster, which was kind of Superman's version of the Joker.
Yeah. I almost put prankster on the list, but I thought it would be, I don't know. I was thinking it was kind of be close to Toyman, but it's not. He's not. He really is. So I thought you were going to go with Terror Man. I would love to see James Gunn do some Terror Man.
I also went with Najik Mulek, who is the cousin of Mixias Pitlek. And for him, I've decided on Peter Dinklage. And the last choice I have is from Insect Queen with Sydney Sweeney. She had
Ah,
Jeans commercial.
yep. And White Lotus.
Yeah.
Well, and Spider Woman from Madam Web, the Julia Carpenter Spider Woman,
Ah,
which nobody saw.
Right.
'cause that is good.
That's the trick.
Yep.
Hmm.
Wasn't she in some love movie recently, too?
Probably, but who's got
It
time for
was.
that? Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyone But You is the name of it. Anyone But You, 2023.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
Ah,
Oh God.
But wouldn't you love to see James Gunn deal with Terror Man?
Yeah. Yeah,
That
I
would be
would.
fun. And for those who don't know the character, he was a boy from, I don't know, what, 17, 800, the Old West. His father was murdered by aliens and they kidnapped him. So he grew up in space, came back to Earth, and he's on a flying horse, and he's got a six-shooter, but they fire lasers. So it's basically a space cowboy, literally a space cowboy.
Not a gangster of love, though.
That's right. Or a Joker or a Midnight Toker,
Hmm. Interesting.
And it was partially inspired by the Man with No Name. That was the inspiration for the character.
Hmm.
Of course.
Cool.
So, alrighty. That was fun.
that was.
It was.
Yep.
like it always is.
They usually are, yeah.
Now the next one's going to be real, and I may have to, I'm gonna have to talk to that before I reveal it. But so how's that for a tease?
It's quite a tease.
Yep. We got no idea.
So let's go ahead and take our final break, and then we will be back with geek news for you. And we're back. It's time for geek news for you. In this segment, we bring a couple news items to the table for discussion. In this week, it's Les and myself. And Les, would you go first, please, sir?
You bet. What I bring is an article by Rich Johnston of Bleeding Cool magazine. And in this, Mr. Johnston tells about the day Diamond tricked Bleeding Cool over Batman Superman crossover. This was published on the 15th, which is the same date as we're recording this. And in this article, we find out that there was a leak, supposed leak, between Bleeding Cool, Marvel, and DC, because Bleeding Cool had printed an article about a crossover between DC and Marvel featuring the Batman and Spider-Man. Now, this was originally done in 2012, which is 14 years ago that this article ran. And it was featuring like the Ultimate Spider-Man and the Absolute Batman in their series, crossover series. This takes you through the fact that heads of both companies were chiding the idea that Bleeding Cool had this big crossover scheduled, and there was not to be any crossover between the two titles. As a result, Bleeding Cool had to come back, and in this article, Johnston says, okay, I'm going to tell you that it was no such crossover to be done. But this is a lengthy article, and it tells you how Johnston was feeding this information that he received by what they call a URL. And the URL technique was used to handle the idea. Now, no one is claiming that they did it. No one is claiming that this was something that was picked up and fed to the public, yet was not backed by any information. Now, if I may, for a second, can you folks tell me what a URL is?
Like a web link, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
like
normally.
a
Yeah.
website, or
I don't remember what exactly it stands for, but yeah, it's essentially
yeah.
the the words that spell out a website.
As Johnston says something like Alan, who is Alan Gibson, who was a Previews magazine wrangler. He says in it that Alan, this is a URL. It's URL farming. Now, seriously, I don't know what that is, but to
It
me,
stands. I'm
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
was gonna. It stands for either Uniform or Universal Resource Locator.
Okay. So they talk about, or Johnston talks about, Alan talks about Bob Wayne with DC, Arun Singh, who has worked in market for Marvel, Dan Mansner, and to me this was an interesting article because all of this stuff happened and everybody said it was the other guy. And that when I hear that, the only thing I can say is you point to somebody like that, there are three fingers pointing back at you.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's time for somebody to step up. So that's what I've got to bring to the table today.
Cool.
Yeah, it sounds like what he's describing is you would take the URL of a story that's been published. So basically, I mean, like for example, I'm just looking at article is on. It's bleedingcool.com/comics/ and it's got the title of the articles kind of spelled out with hyphens between it. URL farming would be changing up the last part, the title part, what they're doing is they're trying to find some other stories that have been published to the web but haven't been linked out yet.
Okay.
So they're basically, I mean, the only way that this would be even in any way practical if you're actually writing them in like HTML or something, so that you're basically writing the website as you're just sort of as you're going, so that you're not having to move it around and do anything, transfer it to different locations. It would be a really lazy way of really lazy. So I'm betting most places don't do it. At least most places with like corporate overlords and shit.
Yeah.
So
Well,
they're trying to dig up unpublished articles that way.
yep.
To be able to break news before it gets actually released, which is kind of a sketchy way of doing it, if you ask me. But
That is. They do it on video games too. They'll get the patch notes and the updates ready, and they'll have everything ready to go. So when they do the update, the website's already done. But they don't want to release the update first to let people know in case they have bugs or glitches when it rolls out. So a lot of times people go through their website and find these updates that haven't been posted yet. So they'll get like the insider look or, know not to buy this or wait and buy this instead. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a lot of work for,
For not a lot of effort, for not a lot of
what
gain.
it is. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Wow. Okay. Well, mine's a little older story, but when I first heard about it, I was like, wow. This is gonna spur some discussion. Not that the discussion hadn't already been there. But here we go. You've heard of the movie The Magnificent Amber, right?
Yes.
Yes. Orson Welles.
Yes.
Well, the movie that we got was not Orson Welles' vision. That
Right.
apparently the studio cut out about 43 minutes and added a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, showrunner is going to take resources and recreate the missing footage using AI and put together Wells' vision of the film.
Hmm.
Interesting.
So we're literally talking about AI recreating scenes and actors and well, dialogue and music and all that. That's not scary at all, is it?
Wasn't there just a strike not too long ago? And I thought this was like one of the main
Well, I
things
don't.
that they wanted,
From what I've read, I don't think this is being done as to turn around and release it to, to
Eh,
release it out to the public. It's more of just, can we do this? And if we and if we
and
can, then the possibilities of what AI can do.
and I mean the other thing that it was about was trying to prevent studios from replacing actors that
Yeah,
should be paid for their stuff. It's small consolation, but everybody involved in Magnificent Amberhead.
yeah,
The movie
yeah.
it came out in the 43
yeah.
or something like that.
Right.
Hmm.
It's not a new thing. It's not like you're putting Jensen Ackles
Yeah.
and by
Yeah.
using his image to do this. It's it's I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can guarantee enough accuracy to be worth time. I mean,
Yeah.
how do we know? What do we know about? How do we have access to what those 43 minutes were?
Yeah, because that footage is gone.
Right.
It's been destroyed.
That would have been destroyed immediately, probably. So how do we know what was in those minutes?
From what I understood, they're supposed to be taking the original script and like photos and behind the scene photos and that type of stuff, and that's going to be their basis. But still, that doesn't guarantee accuracy.
Right. Because he could have easily changed stuff on the
There
fly.
could have been stuff to say, oh, this doesn't work, so let's do that.
Right.
Yeah,
And you're assuming that's the most recent version of the script
right.
that you've got hold of, and there's a lot of assumptions there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm skeptical.
This kind of makes me want to read the book now by Booth Tarkington
Hmm.
to see how this would have played out.
Right. And see, that's a great point too. I mean, if you want to know if you want, I mean, go back to the original source material. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to, I mean, read the book. There was a book about this. Would Wells's vision of it been exactly the same as the book? Probably not. And that's again more evidence that we're never going to have that. So read the book and shut up. Don't waste thousands, if not millions of dollars dicking around with this thing that nobody really wants. I mean, you're gonna improve. You might, if you're lucky, you might impress, but even that's doubtful, right? Because who knows? you're doing this for coolness factor, and how much coolness is there in recreating scenes from that movie?
Yeah, an 80-year-old movie.
Right. That wasn't a particularly big hit.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep,
No,
we
we'll
sure will.
see.
All righty. Any special shout-outs or mentions?
No, don't think so.
No.
Nothing here.
Okay, we'll move on to our regular shout-outs. First of all, I want to thank Pop Goes the Culture for allowing us to be part of a great little podcast network. We recommend that you check them out. There will be a link in the show notes. Also, I want you to check out the fine men and women who support the show on Twitter by retweeting. And those are better known as Potter and Family. Best way to check them out is to just do a search, hashtag Potter and Family, and scroll through, and whatever catches your eye, by all means, download the episode, and hope you have a great time listening to them. I want to thank Manny the Martyr for supplying the podcast. In our show notes, there will be a link to where you can check out some of their other music. And you, dear listener, thank you for downloading and listening to this episode. We value your feedback. Best way to reach us is email address, email at thefellowshipofthegeeks.net, or you can go to the website and go to the About Us page, and there's a contact form you can fill out there. If we mentioned it earlier, we do have a Discord that you can join. There is a open invitation on our homepage. Discord is free to sign up, and it's free in the app stores. We normally post a lot of news items, stuff for discussion, stuff to laugh at, stuff to listen to, trailers, and we'll do some fun events on there as well. So come join us today if you want to hang out with us. Social media wise, we're on Facebook, The Fellowship of the Geeks. On Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky, we're at Fellowship Geeks. If you like to follow our personal Twitter accounts, Mike can be found at Mikey Geek. Liz can be found at LN_geek. Les may or may not be found at Fake Les Webster. And I can be found at Tom TC Geek. And from wherever you download our episodes, if you'd be so kind enough as to rate and review the show, it would be greatly appreciated. Anything else before we say goodbye?
Just thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate you listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate the support as always. Until next time, geek on, my friends.
We thank you for listening to the show. Comments, suggestions, and questions can be sent to email at thefellowshipofthegeeks.net. You can follow us on Facebook at The Fellowship of the Geeks and on Twitter at Fellowship Geeks. Until next time,